Union, one of the representatives there, his name is Gwen Reese, I don't know where she's from. She openly supporting this vandalism. She's saying, without the Bangladesh biggest party, yeah, election is possible, it will be fair. So I don't know what is the policy or some. I mean, obviously Finland has a representative over there. So I don't know what is normal policy if someone from the European Union take any support, any part of the politics or they are biased. I don't know what is the Finland stand in that.
It's a key problem.
Okay, Imam, we can start the program.
Download.
Because it is downloading. Okay, it is downloading. I can see this green light. So when it will be there, we can show it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I have to go at 3, so I have a hard stop and 4:30. So
Let's begin the program.
yeah.
Good afternoon. This is Hussain Mahmoud Imam. Welcome to everyone here in Helsinki and around the world. Respected guests, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the global diaspora community Bangladesh, it is my honor to speak before you today on the issue that touches every soul of democracy, justice, humanity. The alarming state of mob injustice, repression of minorities, political opponents, gross human rights violation in Bangladesh under the unconstitutional regime led by Mohammad Yunus. Today, we are delighted to have with us Honorable Mr. Atte Kaleva, member of the Finnish Parliament and Chairman of Finland-Bangladesh Parliamentary Group. Before I open the floor to our learned panelists, I'm going to give a brief introduction about the current political juncture of Bangladesh. Since the unconstitutional takeover following the abrupt removal of the elected government on 5th August 2024, Bangladesh has been passing through one of the darkest chapters of its political history. Once a bottomless basket has been lifted from scratch under Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's leadership since 2009. Currently, the rule of law, economy, social bonding, political norms has collapsed. Yunus regime is recognized as an era of kleptocracy and mobocracy. 3,200 police officers have been brutally killed, 500,000 political leaders, activists, minority groups, ordinary citizens, mostly supporters of the Awami League and the secular voices have been detained, disappeared, and brutally attacked. Public lynching and mob violence are being used as a tool of intimidation against political opponents, secular forces, and minority communities, often with the silent consent of the authorities. The constitutional guarantee of freedom of speech, assembly, fair justice have been replaced by a climate of fear and repression. Even journalists, academics who dare to question the legitimacy of the regime face harassment and imprisonment under the draconian laws. Ladies and gentlemen, the most tragic and deeply horrifying for the international community is the rise of extremist, revenge-driven populism, which now targets religious and ethnic minorities in Bangladesh. Temples, churches, and minority villages have been attacked under the pretext political vengeance. These are not isolated incidents. They are systematic and politically motivated acts of the repression that strikes at the very foundation of our secular and inclusive identity as a nation. The current regime led by Mohammad Yunus did not emerge through a democratic process. It lacks constitutional validity, legitimacy, public mandate, and moral authority. What's happening today is not a pursuit of justice, it's a collective punishment. So what we are witnessing is not a transition, it is dismantling of democracy in the name of reform. As a member of the global democratic community, Finland has long been a symbol of peace, human rights, and global governance. Finland's voice carries moral weight, credibility across the Europe and the world. Today, I humbly appeal to the Finnish Parliament and the government of Finland to raise their voice to concern regarding the ongoing human rights crisis in Bangladesh. We urge Finland condemn all forms of mob violence, persecution against minorities and political opponents, including the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, who is constitutionally legal, call for the restoration of the constitutional order, a return to the democratic governance, encourage EU-level dialogue to ensure that international aid and cooperation with Bangladesh are guided by the respect for human rights and the rule of law, support of independent investigation into the judicial killing, disappear, and politically motivated arrest. Bangladesh is a wounded democracy and almost a failed state. Its people still believe in justice, equality, progress, values shared by Finland and the European Union. But those values need international solidarity to survive. Let us remember, silence in the face of injustice is itself a form of complicity. Your voice, your action, and your concern make a difference in preventing further bloodshed and restoring a hope of millions of Bangladesh who will still believe in democratic ideals. Thank you very much for your patience. So now I will invite Mr. Shapat Hossain, a successful and community leader, will deliver your introductory remarks on today's topic. Shapat bhai. Yeah. বসে
Assalamu alaikum to everybody. আজকে এই সেমিনারে বাংলাদেশ গ্লোবাল ডায়াসপোরা কমিউনিটি থেকে স্পেশালি কনগ্রেচুলেশন জানাচ্ছি আমাদের প্রিয় আর্থিক আলাদা এবং আমাদের প্রিয় সহযোদ্ধা এবং আমাদের প্রিয় ভাই যাকে আমরা সব ফলো করে থাকি এই জন্য ধন্যবাদ ভাই আমাদের স্পেশালি আমি ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি আমি এখানে অল্প ব্যক্তিদের বক্তব্য করে শেষ করব আমাদের যাদের বক্তব্য তাদের কথা শোনার জন্য আমরা এখানে এসেছি আজ বাংলাদেশে যে মব সৃষ্টি চলতেছে সেখানে ইউনুস এর মূল হোতা বাংলাদেশ অবৈধভাবে দখল করে বিভিন্ন মব সৃষ্টি করে যে গ্রুপ সৃষ্টি করছেন তার মূল হোতা ইউনুস বাংলাদেশের সাংবিধানিক অনুযায়ী বাংলাদেশের মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রী জনতা শেখ হাসিনা এখনো বৈধভাবে প্রধানমন্ত্রী আছেন আমরা তাকে আবার ফিরিয়ে এনে দেশের সভ্য রাজনীতি ফিরে আসুক দেশের সভ্যভাবে দেশ পরিচালনা হোক এটাই চাই দেশের বিভিন্ন জায়গায় মব সৃষ্টি করে গণহত্যা চলছে হত্যা খুন এবং মন্দির এবং বিভিন্ন মাজার তারা ধ্বংস করছে দাঁড়িয়ে করে দিচ্ছে আমরা সেই মব সৃষ্টিকারী অবৈধ দখলদার ইউনুসকে আমরা বাংলাদেশে দেখতে চাই তা হঠাৎ চাই এই মর্মে আমি আমার বক্তব্য শেষ করে সবাইকে সুযোগ করে দেবো ধন্যবাদ সবাইকে
Thank you, Mr. Shakawat. Now I will invite Mr. Mustafa Azad Bappi, a cultural activist and community leader. Could you please provide a brief observation on this matter, Mr. Azad?
Thank you very much to give me a chance. At first, I'm going to address Honorable our Chief Guest, Atte Kaleva, and we are grateful to that you are joining with us, and we are going to telling you something about Bangladesh. If I tell you symbolic way, nowadays, Bangladesh fishermen, when they go to the lake, river for fishing, they do not get fish. They get a dead body.
That's true.
It is true. If you don't trust me, you can search it. What is going on in Bangladesh right now? It is very sad. Now, I can say this is not Bangladesh. This is the dead body of Bangladesh. The dead body. And they were everywhere. Beside road, railway station, bus station, front of house. People, they are dying. Some mob violence, they make it that way. And in this situation, our present illegal government is just silent. Does government has eyes or not? I don't know. Still now, Sheikh Hasina was it. She is our Bangladesh Prime Minister. She did not resign it. Whole world, everybody knows it. Everybody knows. So who is Dr. Mohammad Yunus? Now, we are ashamed to tell you that even if I ask you that, is he Nobel laureate on peace? Just I'm asking you, what is going on Bangladesh. Now, I want to know from you that European Union, United Nations, what are they doing? If you see behind you this picture, this is only very just one symbolic picture. This is the real. She was pregnant.
The burn her.
Burn her in the police station, not in the road. Now I ask you, just I am asking you one thing. If I burn metro rail, if I burn a train, if I burn parliament building, what will you do? What Finnish government will do? What Finnish police will do? Do they hug me? Do they handshake with me? Or they shoot me? Which one? Thank you very much for joining with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rajab. You pointed out very good question. Yunus is not anymore ambassador of peace. He's ambassador of chaos and brutality in our country, in our loving motherland. So now I'm going to requesting to Mr. Humayun Kabir, a vibrant community leader. This is floor is for you. So Mr. Humayun Kabir.
Thank you very much, our honorable chief guest, Mr. Abdul Kalam, and our special guest, activist, Najib Mujumdar, and journalist and activist, Golam Chirani Bhai, and all respect. I agree with Mustafa Ajal Papi, what he said. Bangladesh is now under the board. Bangladesh, this regime, he got Peace Nobel, but he is very unrest. He is killing our minority. Prayer, masjid and mandir, Hindus, Christian and Buddhas. I request now Finnish government, they raise your voice, they against of humanity. Bangladesh is now not anymore peaceful country. They try to work with our neighbors, Indian. So we hope Finland and European Union, they raise your voice. Thank you very much. Joy Bangla.
Thank you, Mr. Kabir. You said everything in a right way. That how is Bangladesh going on? So now I request Mr. Nishad Majumdar, the community leader of Italy, will deliver his short speech. Mr. Nishad Majumdar.
Assalamu alaikum. আসসালামু আলাইকুম খুবই সম্মানিত সভাপতি এবং বিশেষ অতিথি এবং এই অনুষ্ঠানে যারা উপস্থিত হয়েছেন সবাইকে আসসালামু আলাইকুম। আমরা এই প্রোগ্রামে অ্যাটেন্ড করেছি। আমরা ইউনুস যে গঙ্গের বিরুদ্ধে আমরা যে অত্যাচার, বাংলাদেশে যে হত্যা, পুলিশ হত্যা 5 আগস্টের পর এই দেশের যে অরাজকতা সৃষ্টি করতেছে, মসজিদে হামলা, মন্দিরে হামলা, হিন্দুদের নির্যাতন, ধর্ষণ, এর প্রতিবাদে আমরা এই প্রোগ্রামে অ্যাটেন্ড করেছি, যাতে ইউরোপিয়ান ইউনিয়নের সবাই যাতে এই প্রোগ্রামের মাধ্যমে দেখতে পারে যে ইউনুস কি করতেছে বাংলাদেশের যে ধ্বংসর পথ থেকে আমরা যাতে রক্ষা করতে পারি। ইউনিয়নের এই আবেদন জানিয়ে আমার বক্তব্য শেষ করতেছি। জয় বাংলা, জয় বঙ্গবন্ধু। আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
Thank you very much, Mr. Majumdar. Now I'm requesting to Mr. Dr. Johirul Islam. Please deliver your short speech on this today's topic. Please, Mr. Jamil.
Thank you, Optical and our public staff. And I just want to know that what most of us will be and other friends already mentioned. The actual situation of Bangladesh is not good. It's really intolerable. We just want to notice all the information to the surrounding countries and abroad, and Finnish government will know and will take their eyes about the situation of Bangladesh. So what is going there? And I just want to mention another thing. And I had bad luck. I think I had bad luck that I was in a Zoom meeting with Dr. Yunus earlier, 3 years ago. In Bangladesh platform, there's some doctoral organization in Finland. Those who completed the degree in Finland, doctoral degree, we have some organization. Here, it's BDPA, Bangladesh Doctoral Forum in Finland, BDPA. In that program, Dr. Yunus joined with us. And still I remember, he mentioned 3-0 theory. 3-0 theory, no property, no unemployment, and no emission, carbon emission. Actually, he likes zero very much, maybe. What we realize now, he destroyed everything. He's zero, even he's minus now. He's not zero at all. He's minus. And he destroyed all the situation or all the institution and everything in Bangladesh. And I just want to mention one more thing. Then one of my friends, he was the worker of Grameen. One day I discussed with him that new government is coming. I don't know, that says country was very good situation and this betrayal, this killer has come. So how do you do the situation? That colleague told me that you will see the situation after a few days. I don't want to mention. He does not want to mention that he was the regional manager of Grameen. And he told me that you will see after 1 year, maybe a few months or 1 year. He just did not mention. His character is so destructive. Democracy he destroyed, and the mental people's speech, and now food security problem is going on. I have a nutritionist. I'm from background in nutrition, human nutrition. You see, Bangladesh was sufficient with food. Food security was very good situation in Bangladesh. But now, still they are distributing the food with the name of Sheikh Hasina. They are distributing the food. And now we see that 1 or 2 million people is coming in poverty. Very soon, food is a problem.
Several times, because as a activist, journalist, and accredited lobbyist in European and UN, so it is my duty to know what is that situation and what is actual problem inside the country, or what is the that in the role of laws and everything. So she was, she mentioned to me that no, I didn't resign. I don't have any. I did not resign because I'm still now constitutionally prime minister in our country. And second thing that if you go to read our constitutions, so in our constitution, based of the prime ministerial, parliamentary constitution. So if she didn't resign, means that still now our constitution exists. And second thing, who is the sitting in the power? They are not in constitutions, so they are just that like play a role. It was like the 15th centuries between some. So now this now the more than 500 police stations, 3,206 police officer, and that they are missing still now. Nobody knows that where they went. So what the many political supporters, leaders, they're already missing. What is my brother mentioned that, when you go to fishing, you see that the dead body is coming in your net. So means that nobody knows that their children are safe, or husband safe, or woman safe. That this safety is almost disappearing. And the one of the betrayer comes out that our chief of that army staff, who play the behind the role. And now the current situation, our more than 350 industries collapse. We're the first rank, number one garments industries, that in the world. We supply our women empowerment. We, that is a rise very high level in the, in the aspect of the other Muslim countries. Muslim people, the Muslim, everybody, our senior, is our Muslim men are dominated by women. Men's dominating women. But in our country, as a major Muslim country, it's very completely different. Because our prime minister woman was woman, our opposition leader was woman, and our more than 10, that women are sitting the minister. And more or less 35% women are sitting in the parliament. So lead by country women, so it's a different. It's quite different. Only the second country is Rwanda. Only the women leading by country. After that, that now our situation become very bad. Our industry collapse. Our pharmaceutical industry, it was, that number 10th in the world. We export pharmaceutical product in the world, like, that not raw materials, final product. So that all, the total change. Now our unemployment rate more than 22%. It was 3 point something, now become 22. And our GDP was 7.6 even during the COVID. 7.6. the man who, behind him, because I used to talk European Parliament several times and the member of parliamentarian and European Commissions, because they are the dark side. I think that even you don't know that this guy how to gambling people. Now he's doing 40 countries. He's, that he's track. So the people should know that what he's doing and who is Mr. Yunus. Dr. Mr. Zahid mentioned that he's everyone, his employer telling him that I know because I'm the same university where he started his career and he was that, I'm this university student. And he never, that he don't have the friends who start this journey together. Is the Mr. Yunus. So that we want to tell that all the that characteristic peoples, his character, should know the Western countries, because this guy, he know how to manipulate, how to change the mind, because he just use that his word. Okay, I'm helping poverty. Do you know that the loans can change people? Poverty never. This small loan cannot change because our people they need food. So now, as a nutritionist, very soon. They will have, yes, they impacted this. So that is that we want to tell you and raise your voice in the parliament. That your constitution, your parliament, and also that have any opportunity talk to your MEPs who are sitting in the European Parliament, and we can also discuss with them. You can tell them you can meet from Finnish Parliament member, and also then we can continue our our journey to stop that violence, minority crisis, and everything. So thank you for you joining with us today, and hopefully that we continue our communication.
Thank you, Mr. Jilani, for pointing out very good question. Mr. Jilani, now is a very good question because Yunus is a bloodsucker in the name of microcredit. So now I am moving to Mr. Nijum Mojumdar, barrister and solicitor renowned for his advocacy in defending human rights. He's an author, lawyer, writer, and researcher. Could you please share the real scenario of Yunus regime being a lawyer and researcher in depth analysis of rebuttal report against the UN Human Rights Office fabricated report? Mr. Nijum Mojumdar.
Thank you very much, all the respected guests and our chief guest here, Mr. Afif, as a member of Parliament and also representing National Commission Party. I'm very grateful and thankful that you were here and giving your time. Let me discuss briefly that what had happened on 5th of August. I think it's much more clear now after all the discussions. It was a straightway coup d'etat. On 5th of August, a constitutional or a valid legal government was ousted by hooligans, by some extremists, and it is now evident. Even if you heard Lashkar-e-Toiba, one of the terrorist group based in Pakistan, they're one of the senior leader. His name is Muzammal Hashmi. He confessed after 5th of May, the Kashmir attack, that yes, we ousted the Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and we were involved in that. So this is not just a political rhetoric that we are just telling it for a political reason that it was a terrorist attack. Now it is evident and confessed by one of the biggest terrorist group. Okay. So after the 5th of August, how Bangladesh government was formed? We have a written constitution and a very articulate and detailed constitution since 1971 independent war. So our constitution has a specific guideline. If there is a situation like this, what will happen? So the government was not formed. I mean, the illegal Yunus government was not formed according to the constitution. Well, they said they formed the government under Article 106, but Article 106 required a full court hearing and all the documents. But unfortunately, when they were asked to provide all the documents and proof, they couldn't provide, and it was completely. The government is actually running based on lie and just hoax the whole nation. Okay, so the first, as I said, the first point, it was a terrorist attack confessed by the terrorist. And the government is illegal according to our constitution, and our Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina very boldly said that she didn't resign and there is no documents at all. After the 5th of August, it seems like a group of terrorists got a license to kill. First, they attacked the veteran Liberation War hero who fought for our country in 1971. They started killing them, torturing them. And then suddenly, we don't know why, they started torturing all the teachers all over the country. They were just killing them, torturing them, forced them to resign. And that, as he said, one of our activists said that a fisherman is now, when they're fishing, they find dead body instead of fish. So Bangladesh is once upon a time, and during the Vietnam War, it was said that Vietnam is a killing field. Actually, even in Cambodia, when the Khmer Rouge government was killing 1979, it was called a killing field in Cambodia. Bangladesh is now a killing field. It's not a country anymore. It became a part of a terrorist organization, is openly terrorist organization, and is running by some terrorists who are destroying the whole countries, everything, our financial structure, our government structure, education, health, and everything being destroyed. Ethnic cleansing. Around, I don't know exactly the amount and how many people left the country, but many researchers say it is not less than 1 million people had to leave the country because of their religion. They're Hindus, Christian, Buddhist, plus political activists. I can see there is a political activist here sitting over there. His name is Mr. Nibid. He had to leave the country. First, he had to go to India, and then in different ways, he had to leave the country. And I am one of the victims of that regime. During 5th of August, I left the country on 17th June because of my mom's sickness. She's cancer stage 4 patient. So I was in India for her treatment. So from 17th of June 2024, I was in India. But do you know how many cases filed against me after 5th of August? More than 100 murder cases filed against me, despite I have a strong alibi defense, despite I was in India. So even in the case, the file, they said I was killing people with the revolver, I was killing people with the gun while I was in India. So it is very strange that a person living in India, staying in India, killing people in Bangladesh, and being subjected to like more than 100 cases against me. So from this scenario, you can easily imagine, you can easily calculate that what's the grave situation is Bangladesh passing at this moment. Sexual violence in the bus, in public areas, in school and college. It is quite normal. It is quite normal in Bangladesh that especially women are being tortured. They are being dictated that what should they wear. They are being compelled to wear hijab. Whoever doesn't want to wear hijab, they were compelled to wear burqa. If women doesn't want to wear burqa, they said, as this is a majority Muslim country, so women has to wear burqa and hijab, and women are being tortured. I can remember one girl who went to one of our sea beach areas called Cox's Bazar. She was roaming around with her friends and family. She was tagged as a prostitute because she were not wearing burqa and hijab. So this is a stories stories going on in Bangladesh. This incident going on in Bangladesh. Journalist, freedom of expression. Around 300 journalists are arrested so far. More than 1,000 journalist accreditation card has been banned. For a specific example, I can give you a specific example. The illegal government information so-called advisor, his name is Mustafa Sarwar Faruqi. One journalist asked him, you were saying Sheikh Hasina, she was that advisor was tagged Prime Minister as a butcher, something like this. So that journalist asked Mr. Advisor that why you call Sheikh Hasina as a butcher. It is not proved in the court. After proving in the court, you can call her. After this question, he was sacked from his job place, along with the cameraman and the reporter. So this is a little bit example, and I already gave you some documents that there was at least, it was actually updated till 29th of October, but I think there's some mistakes in here. At least I can see there's a 32 custodial death. According to European philosophy or European concept, that this is a basic rule. No one is guilty until proven in the court. Everybody is innocent until proven guilty. Therefore, a custody or a jail is the safest place in the earth. More than 40 people were killed. All are Awami League activists. Even one gentleman who released from the jail probably 3 or 4 days ago, his name is Sabir. He has informed us that those people in the jail who are political prisoner is being poisoned and slowly killed. So this is happening inside the jail, which is against the European concept, European legal concept and everything. So why we are here? Why everybody is telling the story of Bangladesh to you? And why we are here? Because, respected guest, Mr. Kaleva, because we all know you are a member of parliament of one of the country who nourishes justice, who believe in law, believe in justice and human rights. We know about Finland, we know about their history, and we also know about you, that you are the fighter, you are the advocate of human rights, and you are very friendly to the migrant people, and people call you the friend of migrant people. So the reason I'm here, and we all are here, we want your voice to be raised. We want you to pick the topics and pick all the situation what's going in Bangladesh and address to the European Parliament and address to the world, because we cannot talk, we cannot speak up. Even if someone speak in Bangladesh, just next day you will find him or her in the jail. So fortunately, or I'd say fortunately, that they cannot put you in jail. They cannot give you any sorts of punishment. So people like you is our last resort to seek humanity. So I would honestly request you that you raise all the mischiefs, all the injustice to Finland Parliament, and I'm quite sure your voice will save millions. And this is the reason we are here. Now, floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nejum. Now, this is the time to welcome and request today's chief guest, Mr. Atte Kaleva. I always say he's well known as a friend of immigrants, a former NATO official, currently a member of the Foreign Relations Committee of the Finnish Parliament, chairman of the Finland-Bangladesh Parliamentary Group. Mr. Kaleva, the suppressed people of Bangladesh want to hear your voice. That is what mentioned Mr. Nejum Mojumdar, to protect the rights of minorities, political opponents, and restore the democracy of Bangladesh. Mr. Kaleva, the floor is yours, and we want to hear your voice.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is a very big honor for me to be here. Thank you for hosting this seminar, and thank you for inviting me. This is true. I am a member of parliament from the coalition party. We currently hold the prime minister seat as well as the foreign minister seat. So we are, of course, in government. We have a tradition of majority governments here in Finland, and we have a majority government as we speak. I'm also a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee. This is also why I have come to know a little bit about what is happening in Bangladesh. And I'm a chairperson of the Finnish Bangladeshi Parliamentary Friendship Group. And this is, of course, the biggest reason that I've come to know. There is around 6,000, 800 people from Bangladeshi origin living in Finland.
No, more than that.
This is from 2024, the consensus. So now we have good reason to believe that the number has even increased. So in a country with 5.6 million inhabitants, this is a sizable minority. And this is something that we like to welcome, and we like to take people coming from Bangladesh to study, to work, to raise a family, to create welfare for themselves, for their family, their community, and also for the Republic of Finland while doing it.
Okay.
So this is mutually beneficial. Now, when I don't want to go long into detail, but I will take up too much time because we can have some questions maybe. But I will first go into the policy of Finland. In the first part, then I will talk about my personal opinions. First of all, Finland does not really have a presence in Bangladesh because we don't have a representation in Dhaka. We have nobody, or officially nothing representing Finland in Bangladesh. We have the ambassador in New Delhi, who is taking care of Bangladesh. This is a problem because so many people from Bangladesh who want to come to Finland, we are creating unnecessary obstacles for these people. When they can apply for the visa online, but then you need to go for the interview and you need to go to New Delhi. Mm-hmm. But of course, the Indian people, they are not happy to let Bangladeshi people come to New Delhi because they want Indian people to get priority access to the visa issues. So this is something that I've been taking up with the foreign minister, like I said, she's from my party. And I said, this is something that they always say in the ministry, that, but because Finland is not doing economically very well, we have had zero economic growth for 17 years now in a row. So we cannot afford opening new embassies. And I said, I can fully understand this. We need to cut the costs. But actually from this embassy, for the employment rate in Finland, for the growth of GDP, by having more Bangladeshi people coming for studies, coming for work, it is actually cost beneficial to open an embassy in Dhaka.
True.
And it does not need to be an embassy in the beginning. Of course, we can have just somebody sitting in a hotel room. We can screw the Finnish emblem with the lion, and they can take the interviews, maybe 1 week per every month, or 2 weeks every 2 months, who knows. So that the people would find it more convenient to come to Finland, because we need to try to get in as much as we can. The economic relations, even though we have had good relations with Bangladesh, it has not been very large in a way, that there is much room for improvement. Now, the official status of Finland has always been, and always will be, that we need to adhere to the basic human rights stated in the United Nations Convention of Declaration of Human Rights, the Universal Declaration. So we must not accept any level of violence. Of course, every country is free to choose their own political system and how they choose their own leaders. Finland, as a small country, we cannot have any influence on this. But we must adhere to the basic human rights principles. This is a must. No violence, no torture, no intimidation of the political opponents, because this goes against the ethics of Finland as a republic. We are a young nation as well. We got our independence from the Russians in 1917, as you know. Then we had a very bloody, crushing civil war with the people who wanted to join the Soviet Union and the people who wanted to be independent. I would say, fortunately, my party, the people who wanted to be independent, we won. But there was a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, a lot of grudges carried, hate, because of the level of violence, that people were killed, families were torn apart. But I will tell you this, 5 years after the bloody civil war ended in 1980, 5 years after that, there was an election, and the party who lost the civil war, they were elected into power. And the transformation of power was peaceful. Of course, people from the winning side, they didn't like it. They said, this is going to be horrible. But they respected the constitution of the young republic. And they said, okay, the democracy, people have voted, this is the result. It was a free election, so this is what we're going to do now. And from this point on, there was prosperity coming, because at that time, Finland was very, very poor. One of the poorest countries in the world. No industry, basically, agriculture, some basic raw materials being shipped of timber, mostly. So from there on, the idea started happening. We need to create a nation and instruct and give proper primary schooling to everybody all around. We're a small nation, at that time even smaller. So we cannot have an impact. We cannot push and we cannot enforce anything on other nations, and we don't want to even. But we can, with what weight we have, which is not very much, I have to say, but the weight that we have within the European Union, the weight that we have in the United Nations, the weight we have in the rules-based world order, we must push for the universal human rights to be respected, regardless of what your political affiliation is. Absolutely, this is a must. So now, like I said, we don't have even a representation in Dhaka, so there is not really much we can do bilaterally. This is just a reality. What we can do is, and I think we will do, I will address my party MEPs, members of the European Parliament, and also other Finnish MEPs. And I think this is, I think I can be a little bit bold and speak for everybody, all the parties.
Thank you.
In the Parliament. Because we share this kind of, everybody in Finland shares these basic values. Even though some people are more to the left, some more to the right, we have this political, which is normal. This is normal political system. But everybody adheres to the basic human rights, and the violence, it must stop. Now, my personal view on this issue is a view of sadness, because Bangladesh used to be a low-income country, one of the least developed countries. But before some time, I could see that there was good development coming. So much good development. Economically, of course, having people coming here, like you said, sir, there is this a network of doctors being.
Doctors, more than 100 doctors.
Yeah. More than 100 doctors. So we are benefiting. My country is benefiting, but we are also giving back, because some of the people who come here to get their doctoral, even to the doctoral level, they can go back.
But Bangladesh has very good reputation.
Yes.
More than 100 doctors in a doctor.
So this is this news that I'm receiving now today, and of course I've been watching the situation, unfortunately, unfold from the summer. It's very sad. It's creating a lot of sadness. It's not. I'm not taking sides for the Awami, for the BNP, for Yunus, for anybody. No, because this is not my place as a politician.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a place for the Bangladeshi people themselves to decide.
Yes.
If you have elections planning, I know they're being planned in February next year. Of course, that is a good thing. But if they are preventing one major player,
not including all the parties,
if you're not including Awami League, for example, in the elections, then how can you say that this is a free and democratic election? This is a problem. So now, number one, the killing needs to stop. The torture needs to stop. The violence needs to stop, and the oppression needs to stop. Number two, you need to have clear, free, democratic elections. This is my point. And like I said, I'm not taking sides for anyone, against anyone. I'm taking sides for the human rights.
Yes.
For the democratic process. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So now I will take some questions. If you have any question or any observation, you can speak. You can talk.
I think he has already mentioned everything. That
I have a specific request and question, if I'm allowed to. We can see that during this situation, that European Parliament, the representative has taken a side. And specifically, Ms. Gwen Rees from the European Union, she has taken a side and she said that without Aomi League, it will be a fair election, no problem at all. And that was a record, number one. Number two is we saw that United Nations Human Rights Office, which is shortly called OHCHR probably, they published a report on after the 5th of August mass killings and stuff. So the report was very biased, and we have heard Mr. Volker Turk, who is the president or the chairman of the that office, clearly said in a BBC radio that during July-August procession, he called the chief of army staff and specifically said that you cannot move your troops, even if for peace or something. So Bangladesh is a sovereign country. Bangladesh government will decide whether they will activate army to restore the peace, because Bangladesh government cannot say to army that you kill people. Obviously, the prime minister called army to restore peace. But on the other hand, we saw that Volker Turk called army chief and said, if you do anything, your troop will be removed from the peace, United Nations peace.
Okay.
So he's using his power, to pressurize Bangladesh army. So now my question is, whether as a member of parliament and an advocate of human rights, will you raise this issue to your government and raise your concern?
That's a very good. Thank you so much for this bringing this to my attention. Of course, Bangladesh has been one of the biggest troop contributing countries to the United Nations peacekeeping operations, which on behalf of the international community, I used to serve as a peacekeeping military observer myself for the UN. For 15 months I was. I'm very, very thankful for the Bangladeshi people and the Bangladeshi previous government for this contributing the troops. Now the problem is that it's I didn't know about this incident, but of course, this is not the place for the representations from the European Commission to take any sides. It's not. You must not take political sides, and like I said, the killing has to stop. This is universal. The human rights need to be appreciated and respected all around. But it's not. This is a very, very bad thing I'm hearing. This is more to the more than the national governments. This is a business of the European Parliament.
Exactly.
And the commissioners who are elected and ratified by the Parliament. So I will take up this issue up with the MEPs from my party, and like I said, also the MEPs from other Finnish political parties, because this is not something that is politically dividing us over here in Finland. There's no party saying we need to stop adhering to the human rights principles. No, all the parties are unified in this. Whatever other disagreement we may have, political disagreements. So I will take this up. Yes.
Thank you very much.
And
Thank you.
I think that
Do you
you
have
have
any-
that you have one commissioner, Hanna.
Yes,
He party also.
না ভাই এখন
So I met
দরকার
once. I met her one or two times in yes. You have maybe that she remember, and I think that if you have any opportunity to do to talk and maybe
we have some regular. Oh, let's go. We have regular meetings with the Foreign Affairs Committee and our own commissioner and also the MEPs. But it's not happening very often, I'm afraid. But I can and I will take this matter up because unfortunately the issues that are happening in Bangladesh. Sorry, Pakistan has some other issues unfortunately there too. But in Bangladesh. The area is not very well known here in Finland. Unfortunately, the situation is not very, very well known. If you stop a lay person from the street and ask them what's the situation in Bangladesh right now, they maybe say, there's problems, but they couldn't even say what kind of problems because this is not covered in the national media. We don't have a representation. It's not. People know Bangladeshi people because so many of them living here. I would say that generally people have a very good impression on Bangladesh based on the Bangladeshi community that is residing in Finland. Because this community is highly respected.
Everywhere in Europe.
Yes. But the problem is that the reality is not over there, it's not unfortunately the same as it is over here. And this discrepancy is not always well understood, unfortunately.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kaleba. You wanna?
If I show you right now my Facebook, what is going on, violence, killing, robbing, raping, everything. After 10 minutes, if I open my Facebook, then I can show you another violence, another non-justice.
Repeatedly happening.
So it means that every minute, we got information from Bangladesh through Facebook, what is going on.
Social media.
And,
So many incidents in the public.
and for your kind information, I tell you one thing. Probably 2006 or 7, Finnish TV, Ule TV 2 probably, they broadcast about 50 minutes, one documentary about Nobel laureate Professor Yunus. His small creditor is called a macro credit, how it works. They shown it absolutely negative way. It was real because that documentary, there had different people opinion. Then from Oxford University, one student, he give also against of Yunus some speech. Then he asked that student, he's the student of economics. He asked that how it is possible when people they get the loan, then next week he must pay installment. How it is possible? And I never seen this kind of system in the world. That Oxford University's economics student, he asked it. So please, if you go to the archive, you can find it.
Yeah.
Please, if you go to archive, you can find that documentary. Please try to see that.
Mr. Rajat, thank you. We are almost in the program, so we will informal discussion. We will talk about many things. So I want to conclude with the remarks. I'm absolutely grateful to Mr. Kaleba, Mr. Mojumdar, Mr. Hala, the distinguished guest, and I want to conclude with these remarks. With a global diaspora community, Bangladesh urged the unconstitutional Yunus regime to stop political vengeance and repression against the legitimate Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, an ordinary citizen. And one thing, the people of Bangladesh will reclaim their sovereignty, integrity, independence, and freedom of choice. That's all for today. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
And special thanks to Mr. Kaleva that he is here. And I'm very much grateful that he pledged that he will raise this voice. And you seem very confident. And I'm really